Hello, welcome back to MJ's Mystical Tarot. This is going to be a short video. In my last video, I went through how I got into reading tarot and getting in touch with my abilities or gifts and some of the tools I have and some of the things I hope to use in the future. And one question I had was about my dreams, and I forgot to answer that in that video. So I am a very vivid dreamer. I always have been. And I have had dreams that have come true. I dreamt of my aunt's funeral before she passed away. I didn't see her as the one deceased, but I saw me walking into the funeral home and everybody was there standing in their outfits. I saw the flowers, and the morning of her funeral, when I walked into the funeral home, everybody was exactly where I had seen them, wearing the exact outfit that had been in my dream. The flowers were exact. And I was only 14, so that freaked me out, to say the least. And as I've been getting in touch with my gifts, I have been having dreams about some of the cases I follow. Now, my dreams are not necessarily specifically about them and what happened, because I don't know what happened. But in my dreams, I'm friends with Kenley and we're looking for Jack and Lily, for example. Or we're trying to find Summer. Or I have a dream that has none of them in it, but I just somehow had clues or hints for Jack and Lily or Kenley or whomever. And those that I've been talking with, my friends, and they are curious how I interpret my dreams and how I know really what's relevant in my dreams. And the truth is, I don't have a clue. I do notice if I wake up and within about 30 minutes, I don't remember a thing, then the dream is probably not important. It was probably just a random dream that I had. When I wake up and the dream, I can't get it out of my head. I'm playing different parts of it over and over. I'm hearing certain things. I'm seeing certain images from the dream. Then I know it's something. Whether that means it's important to a case or whether it's just important to me in my life, I know it's something. When I can't, within the first few minutes, if I can't get the dream out of my head, I try and sit down and write as much about it as I can out before I forget it. And then throughout the day, I might see a video on Kenley and realize, oh, that was in my dream, or something like that was in my dream, or something about that was in my dream. These are the stones I mentioned in my previous video that I got at the dollar store. And I have them here because I feel that when I'm interpreting my dreams to see if they are relevant, these are kind of some of the words that I go to in a way. Obviously, I'm dreaming, so I have to figure out, I definitely have to believe in my dreams and have hope that if the information in them is relevant, that I'll figure it out. First off, I look for anything that has to do with love. For me, every dream that has some kind of signs or information towards these cases in particular, there's always something in the dream about love. Whether it's that we're trying to find somebody I love, trying to find a friend, somebody I care about is helping me. Love is always in that dream. And I really have tapped into that when I really feel, like when I wake up and I feel the love, or I feel like I'm missing somebody, even though I'm not in my life, I know that that dream was important because I can feel those emotions so strong. So I tap into the emotions that the dream gave me and the love that was there or was missing. If love was missing in the dream, but I can't get it out of my head, then that's probably also a very important component. there's not usually a lot of laughter, but sometimes even amidst the chaos of the dreams, something might happen that makes you laugh, whether in the dream or when you're living it in your mind. Like, oh, how did I not see that? You know, like when you rethink about dreams, sometimes you're like, oh, that was so silly, or oh, you know, whatever. So I usually do have a little bit of laughter over all my dreams. I also look for anything that has hope in them. Any dream that fills me with hope, or where I'm trying to give hope to the families or the people that are missing, that means the dream is important. The others, okay, cherish, wish, live. I mean, I wish everyone would still be alive. They may not have as much to do with it. These are here because, as I said in my last video, I'm not really comfortable personally having my face on camera. Maybe that'll improve over time, but right now it doesn't. So I want something on the screen. I don't just want you looking at a black screen. So as I write down my dreams, I think about the people that I was interacting with and any key words or phrases or feelings and emotions that those interactions gave me, especially if they remind me of a certain case. For instance, I had dreams where Summer kept coming to me. I didn't necessarily see her, but her presence was there. And to me, it felt like she's still alive. Now, I know that the chances of that are slim, but there is a small chance that somehow she is still alive somewheres. I don't want to imagine the horror her life has been during these years that she's been missing if she is alive, but there is that slim little chance that she could still be. And when I woke up and I had that after that, and I had that feeling, and it wasn't a dream specifically about her. It was kind of just this random dream that I'm searching for somebody, and it was summertime. And somehow that made me feel Summer's presence, and it felt like she might still be alive. Beyond that, I don't really know why. I don't know why I get the feeling she might be alive, but one thing was the person helping me in the dream looked like an older version of Kenley Matheson. And if you follow some of these cases, especially on Jasmine's Crazy Cat Tarot, you know that he often speaks for some of these children. He feels like he's their guardian angel, and he wants to help them get found and get justice because he's been missing for so long and he knows what it's put his family through. And I'm sure it's not putting the same thing through some of their families, but he still wants those children to be able to rest. And so I think part of it was with him there, and he felt this urgency to find whoever it was we were looking for, because he kept saying, she's alive. I know she's alive. She's got to be out there somewheres. And I don't even think when I told anyone about the dream that I mentioned that part. That part just came back to me now that he was saying that she was alive. So I have chills. Maybe that's just me wishing and believing that she's still alive, but that was what was in the dream. Sometimes the dreams are more spot on, you know. The other night I had a dream where I was renting a place with my best friend for vacation. Two guys were renting the place next door, and they kept talking about, and I hate to use, I'll spell it out, this DYKE. And then the police showed up and these guys are missing. And the police are like, well, we think that there's somebody missing and we think that they might know where he is, and and Kenley's name was never mentioned. None of the suspects' names or people in Kenley's case came up, like in my dream. The names that were involved, I don't even remember, but they were not any of those names. Somehow I just knew that this was a dream about Kenley, that this was, right now I fail to remember all the details, but I just knew that that dream was about him. And whether that was how things happened for him, how things played out, I don't know. I just know that he's trying to reach me through his dreams, because I know there is a block around his energy. I actually tried to use my pendulum before this. I was going to do my video using my pendulum to connect with him, and I still feel like he is blocked. He can get through a little bit, but he's not able to give me very clear answers using the pendulum yet. So I may have to work on that a little longer off camera. It's also my first time working with a pendulum, so it might be that I need to learn how to use it and utilize it better, but that video will come. So I find that while there's a block and I can't necessarily connect with him through cards or anything, he's finding a way to reach me and let me know that he knows I'm still trying to help him and still trying to reach out to him. Sometimes I get signs that aren't even in my dreams. The other day I was sitting on the couch, my cat was on my lap, he was licking my arm a little bit, kneading his claws, and then he like settled in for a cuddle and whatever. And I just happened to look down, and on my arm was this mark. And it was a random thing. Wasn't a scratch. The cat didn't scratch me because shortly after that mark disappeared. But I instantly knew this was something to do with Kenley's case. And as soon as I could, I drew it and sent it to a couple of the searchers and some of us in the group, just to get people's minds thinking of what this might symbolize or where it might be, and so forth. And that was a random thing. Another thing I do is one way I connected with Kenley a lot was I would go for walks. And I would connect with his energy and spirit and ask him to give me any signs he wanted while I was walking. Now, how do you know when you're out for a walk and you're walking outdoors and you see random things lying around, what is a sign and what is not? I followed my intuition. And if I wasn't sure, I asked him to clarify. Kenley has always clarified for me with either a bird flying by or crowing or whatever birds' noises are, or a dog barking. So if I was unsure of a sign, I would say, okay, Kenley, is this, drawing on the ground significant to your case? If a bird flew right by me or made a noise or a dog barked, that was a yes. If none of those happened, I knew that was not important to his case. And sometimes he gave me clues towards Jack and Lily's case, because again, he sees himself as a guardian angel and a protector of these young children, and he wants to help. So I just keep my eyes open and am very observant when I'm out for a walk. But I do have to connect to the energy before I go for the walk. Otherwise, I don't notice. I may notice things, but I don't necessarily feel that pull, that it's a sign or a clue, I don't know if everybody can do that when they're out walking. That is just something that I have fortunately been able to do. I'm very alert in my day-to-day life. So anything that sometimes a bird walks right on my patio, and I know that's Kenley saying, hey, I want to be found. Sometimes I see a firefly, and fireflies are another way dragonfly, sorry, not a firefly, a dragonfly. And dragonflies are another way that energies and spirits connect with you and let you know that they're around. So I just pay attention for those things. For my dreams, I don't go to bed thinking, okay, I want to dream about this, or I want so-and-so to connect. It just happens on its own. I have a dream that seems to be about me, something random, and then when I wake up, I somehow know that dream wasn't just some random dream that it's more important. And honestly, all I can tell you is it's my gut. I don't know how else to describe it. I wish there was a formula that it played out on, other than just the emotions that it made me feel. If I felt love, if I felt hopeful in it, if it gave me a chance to believe that, something good would happen or somebody would get justice or something. Sometimes I wake up and I feel frustrated, but that dream could still be significant. I still have to kind of sit back and think about the dream, analyze it a bit in my mind, and if I think it's anything important, I write it down. And then I don't necessarily send that information to anyone right away. I think it over for a while. And it might be in a conversation with somebody that they mentioned something. It could be watching, like I said, one of Jasmine's videos or whoever's videos, or it could be a news update that came out on whoever's case. And I'd be like, that was in my dream. And then I'll be like messaging somebody and saying, hey, I just saw this. I had this dream last night. And then I explain the dream and see if it helps. I don't know if what I'm giving the searchers and everyone, if it's going to help in the long run. I hope it does. I'm not trying to hinder anything. I definitely want to help. I feel this call to help. I feel this push to want to help. Beyond that, I don't really 100% know why I feel this way. I do. I feel like this is my purpose in life, at least right now. This is either what I'm meant to do in this life, or at least what I need to do at this point in my life. And sometimes I look up what the meanings of symbols and dreams are, but for the most part, I don't look at dream analysis when I'm seeing if my dreams have anything to do with these cases. I just go with my gut feeling and try to think of anything that might be pertinent, anything that might help figure out a location, anything that might point a direction at who's responsible. But for the most part, I'm just trying to help get these people found. I'll let the police worry about who's responsible. I'm just trying to find them. And if I can help pinpoint a location somehow, I still give any relevant information if it helps confirm who's responsible, or, I'll still share that. And in future videos, if I have a dream about someone, I may include that in my reading. I may say, oh, by the way, while I'm shuffling these cards, I had a dream about this person last night, and this is what came to me. If anyone has any questions about this, please feel free to leave them below. It's not like I can give a video example of a dream on here, I suppose. If this is something you want to hear more about as I have more dreams, please let me know. If you have any video ideas, suggestions, either on a true crime case or other topics about tarot and such and divination that you would like to know about, please list it below. Please subscribe. I'm not here wanting to be famous or anything. I'm just here trying to help. And the more people viewing this, hopefully the better chance of these videos, more so the true crime ones, getting to the people that are searching. And hopefully they have an open mind and might see or hear something in those videos that will help them find these people or find evidence to at least arrest who's responsible. And if by any chance anybody is watching right now who is responsible for anybody who is missing or deceased, and they haven't and nobody's been charged with a crime, or their body has yet to be recovered, please at least consider giving an anonymous tip to the location of the person or persons or their remains. Those families deserve to have at least their loved one back so they can bury them and have that much closure. The longer they're missing, some of these families don't really worry so much about anyone going to jail or that. They just want that loved one home. Kenley's mother just wants to be able to bury her son before she passes away. And, if you know something, just call it in anonymously. You don't need to give your name. You don't need to say how you know this. Just say, here, you might want to search here. Or I heard someone saying that there might be something there, or however you want to word it. Just do that. Before Christmas, please. These families need to have some answers, and every day is probably, I can only imagine, it must be pure agony for them in a lot of ways. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I do have a list that I've created of some people's names of videos I want to do, and hopefully I'll have some out soon. So until I see and connect with you next, I hope you have a great day. Bye.